Paddy Pimblett is not messing around when it comes to Michael Chandler. He's sending a serious warning that he'll finish Chandler in just 2 rounds. Now, Paddy does respect Chandler's experience. I mean, Chandler has fought absolute killers like Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, and former champ Charles Oliveira. But Paddy isn't intimidated at all. He called Chandler a very good opponent and a respectful person, but made it crystal clear. This is business, not friendship. Paddy always enters with a game plan, and he fully intends to execute it perfectly. Even though they're scheduled for 5 rounds, Paddy is confident the fight won't last that long. He's predicting Chandler won't even make it past round 2. Looking beyond Chandler, Paddy mentioned potential future matchups with Islam Makhachev or Ilia Topuria. While he acknowledged Conor McGregor would be the biggest money fight, he seems really fired up about fighting Topuria. Paddy hasn't forgotten their heated history, especially when El Matador confronted him in London. It's a fight Paddy has wanted for a long time. He even mocked Ilia, saying he's still mentioning Paddy's name in interviews years after their incident. Paddy would love to settle things in the octagon. You won't believe.
Yeah, he's been in there with Gaethje, Poirier, Booker, and former champ Charles Oliveira. He lost the title fight to him, so he's a former UFC world title challenger. And he's a very good opponent, you know what I mean? I wouldn't take nothing away from him. I think he's a very good opponent. I think he's a nice human being as well. I've met him before, he's a nice dude, but it's the fight business, and I'm going in there to finish him. You know, I have a game plan when I go in there and I try and implement it, and people think it's going to go 5 rounds. Like, it might be scheduled for 5, but I can't see him lasting more than 2. So obviously Conor's the money fight. Ilia's what do we say? I don't know, it's a bitter one. It's a fight that I wanna do. You know, ever since he tried to steal it on me in London, I've always wanted to beat him up, and he's still talking about me in interviews, making lies up. So I'd love to batter that little midget, but it's more about the belt for me, more than anything.
Believe this wild story from Sean Strickland's coach Eric Nixick. He shared this bizarre incident that happened at his gym involving Khamzat Chimaev, Darren Till, and a completely unexpected challenger. According to the coach, this man just walked into the gym and boldly challenged their best fighters. He insisted he'd use these weird pointing techniques, like throat poking and targeting unusual body parts. Things got even crazier when the man started biting and using absolutely bizarre strategies against the fighters. The whole situation was complete chaos. Nixick also talked about the rivalry between Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland, suggesting their public feud might not be 100% genuine. He pointed out that despite all their heated exchanges outside the gym, the 2 fighters actually seemed pretty friendly when training together. He even speculated they might be messaging each other and coordinating what they'll say next. In the gym, they appear to get along just fine, which is totally different from the aggressive energy they show in public.
Yeah, they're probably messaging each other, telling, you know, what they're going to say next. Who knows? But yeah, they seem like they got along just fine when they're training at the gym. I loved having Khamzat in the gym. I loved having Darren Till in the gym. One was like a guy came in and he was it the pressure Denmark? Where like he's like, if I do this pressure point, you know, your fucking liver is gonna fall out of your butt or something. I don't know, like just crazy shit. And he came in on one of our grappling practices. Check this out, bud. Rip this guy's arm out, and then we just proceeded to mop the maps of this poor guy. You know, so we've gotten all kinds of crazy people that come through the gym, man. And at the end of the day, you know, we're all freaking outlaws in a gym anyway. So we fit right in. So do they. I'm pretty sure it was him. I remember him. I think he bit somebody at the end of the session and was out. Yeah, I'm almost positive that like he was caught in a triangle, and the first thing he thought to do was bite. Like he bit the person. I remember like him getting up and like running out of the gym, and I was like, why'd that guy run out of the gym? And the other guy like looked at his leg. He just fucking bit me. I was like, why'd you let go of the choke? You should have put him to sleep.
Khamzat faced major backlash after this. People were saying, this guy doesn't realize who he's going up against. Dricus will eat him up. Others commented, he should focus on training. And Chimaev should focus on DDP instead of beefing with random fans at the gym. Pathetic. Chimaev has his sights set on championship gold and is expected to challenge Dricus du Plessis for the UFC middleweight title later this year. This will be Chimaev's first shot at UFC gold, a huge moment in his career. Earlier this week, former interim welterweight champ Colby Covington was asked how John Jones would fare against interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall. The matchup every MMA fan is dying to see. And as expected, Colby went off, absolutely ripping into Jones with some brutal trash talk. The clip...
Yeah, they're probably messaging each other, telling, what they're going to say next. Who knows? But yeah, they seem like they got along just fine when they're training at the gym. I loved having Khamzat in the gym. I loved having Darren in the gym. One was like a guy came in and he was it the pressure Denmark? Where he's like, if I do this pressure point, your fucking liver is gonna fall out of your butt or something. I don't know, like just crazy shit. And he came in at one of our grappling practices. Check this out, bud. Ripping this guy's arm out, and then we just proceeded to mop the mats of this poor guy. So we've gotten all kinds of crazy people that come to the gym, man. And at the end of the day, we're all freaking outlaws in a gym anyway. So we fit right in. So do they. I'm pretty sure it was him. I remember him. I think he bit somebody at the end of the session and got out. Yeah, I'm almost positive that he was caught in a triangle, and the first thing he thought to do was bite. Like he bit the person. I remember him getting up and running out of the gym. And I was like, why'd that guy run out of the gym? And the other guy looked at him, he's like, he just fucking bit me. I was like, why'd you let go of the choke? You should have put him to sleep.
Quickly went viral on Instagram and caught Jones's attention, leading him to leave this comment. If jealousy was an actual person, this is exactly what it would look like. I haven't seen Colby in person literally since college. For him to have this much hatred, it could only mean one thing. I mean, look at that passion in his eyes. What a sad boy. Colby and Jones have a long-standing beef that goes back years, starting from when they were college roommates at Iowa Central Community College. What began as a friendly relationship quickly turned into serious beef, and now it's non-stop back and forth trash talk. Colby doesn't hold back when throwing shade at Jones. He's called him a terrible roommate, saying he was irresponsible and had questionable behavior back in the day. He even claimed he's seen Jones take steroids in the dressing room. Colby takes it even further, using Jones's personal scandals to add fuel to his insults. He loves reminding everyone about it, always jumping at the chance to talk trash. Jones, though, reacts to Colby's trash talk every single time. He fires back, calling Colby a loud mouth with a fake personality and trashing his whole self-promotion act. These two have been going at it for years, and anytime one mentions the other, it starts a whole new round of insults. Alex Pereira isn't worried about critics claiming he's not training hard enough for his UFC return. Pereira will defend his light heavyweight title against Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 313 on March 8th. Ahead of the fight, Daniel Cormier and others questioned Pereira's commitment, pointing to his recent travels in Australia and carefree social media posts. In a recent interview, Pereira reassured his critics, explaining that his team traveled with him to Sydney to ensure his training stayed on track. He also compared the situation to last year's short-notice rematch against Jiri Prochazka at UFC 303, emphasizing that everything this time was planned. What I can say to DC and a bunch of the other specialists that have been saying that I shouldn't have gone out there, I've been in this situation before. It's actually been worse before when I was in Australia and had signed up to fight and didn't even know I was going to fight. But this time it was all very planned out. I knew what I wanted to do. I took basically my whole team down there. There were 8 people in Australia with me. So we knew exactly what we were doing, and we planned it all. A lot of people are talking about the traveling and all of the trips. Maybe it's not the ideal situation, but I feel like I'm very experienced with that, and I've done this a million times, to be honest. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for daily MMA news.